Greetings, comrades. This round of negotiations happens at a very precarious period in the history of the public service, where frontline workers, who are mainly comprised of public service employees, have had to keep the public service functioning in the face of COVID-19 pandemic. Living under the pandemic has caused us to observe protocols that have had a negative impact on our mandate-seeking processes, as they restricted mass gatherings and some employees have to work from home. We engaged the employer on this side of negotiations against the background of a stalemate of the non-implementation of Clause 3.3 of Resolution 1 of 2018. The non-implementation of this resolution has threatened collective bargaining. We engage in this round of negotiations with caution but hopeful that we shall do all in our power to engage constructively and save collective bargaining. The demands we presented at the Public Service Coordinating Bargaining Council are the following. The term of the agreement is single term. Multi-term agreements have, over the years, not benefited the working class. What the employer has been arguing, that it provides them with enough time to budget, carries no water following their failure to honor the last leg of 2018 resolution. The economy is very volatile and unstable. Therefore, any future predictions are subject to market monopoly, thereby destabilizing our financial and fiscal policy on which our economy is reliant. Dear comrades, on cost of living adjustment, we demand a general salary increase of CPI plus 4% across the board. Treasury is predicting that the CPI will average 3.9% in 2021. Our demand for the adjustment that is above the CPI is informed by the fact that the three main items, food, electricity, and public transport, which drives the expenditure of members, is way above the CPI, and yet they are weighed very low in the very CPI basket. We demand the abolition of levels 1 to 3 as they are below the living wage level. The entry level in the public service should be level 4. This is an attempt towards closing the inequality gap created by the apartheid wage structure. We demand the implementation of the outstanding resolutions. These include the following. Resolution 3 of 2015, in particular, which deals with 3.1 and 3.2, that says, parties will jointly conduct a comprehensive review of the efficacy of the operating model of GEMS. 3.2, parties will also review whether the objectives of which GEMS was set up are fulfilled. We also demand the implementation of Resolution 7 of 2015 on the government employee housing scheme in its entirety, because this includes the establishment of the public entity to administer the scheme within public service and the establishment of the portfolio by the Government Employee Pension Fund to fast-track the accessibility of proper housing for public servants. We also demand the implementation of Resolution 1 of 2018, in particular, Clause 3.3. The other resolutions that needs to be implemented are Resolution 6 of 2010 by convening the Birchwood 3 that must evaluate and map out the implementation of public service summit resolutions. Resolution 1 of 2012, Clause 10, on the compliance with Occupational Health and Safety Act. PSCBC will conduct an independent audit on compliance with the Occupational Health and Safety Act, and report must be tabled at the PSCBC for discussion and ensuring the compliance with the Occupational Health and Safety Act. We further demand that Clause 14.1.4 of Resolution 1 of 2007 be implemented, where the employer is obligated to report on the number of posts and vacancies that have been filled and those that have not been filled. This is ordered to make sure that the employer complies with the resolution as signed, because it is the resolution that needs to be alleviating the overload that our public servants are really experiencing at this point in time as we live under the COVID-19 pandemic conditions. On the issue of the comprehensive danger insurance, Clause 7 of the PSCBC Resolution 1 of 2018 instructed the PSCBC to ensure that a research is conducted on a comprehensive danger insurance. The employer has since been giving reports that they are busy with the research to the Council. Comrades, the rest of the outstanding resolutions and matters will be subjected to the secondary process by the parties within 6 months to ensure that they are implemented, all of them. The experiences that we have around living under COVID-19 warrants a concrete resolution where the challenges of the disaster management similar to the COVID-19 pandemic will be undertaken, and therefore we demand that there be a 12% of basic salary allowance, which we'll call a disaster allowance. Comrades will remember that we have signed a resolution which deals with the government employee housing scheme. Because the government has failed to implement this particular resolution, we therefore demand that the housing allowance be increased to 2,500 and that the savings option in the housing scheme should be made a voluntary option. Employees should be paid out their savings from the scheme upon resignation. Comrades, we are aware that we are living under difficult situations. We therefore demand that there be childcare facilities at all workplaces and that there must be a provision for bursaries for the children of the employees of the government. It is a well-known fact that children of the employees of the public servants are not benefiting from NAFSAs, whereas their parents cannot afford to pay tertiary education fees. We urge you, comrades, to read all the demands that we have tabled at the PSCBC. We further want to demand that the Public Service Coordinating Bargaining Chamber constitution be amended so that the Council is empowered to ensure enforcement of all collective bargaining agreements that are signed between ourselves and our employer being the government. According to the PSCBC constitution, negotiations have to start within 21 working days after the demands have been tabled. I take this opportunity, therefore, to thank you for your support and continue, comrades, to read from your union statements as well as visiting your website, the website of your unions, in order to access the full demands and understand them. Thank you so much. Amandla.